Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog fantasy pick'em plays for Thursday, November 14th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. That's DAILYDOG at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. If you're new to Underdog, using that promo code gets you a 50% deposit match bonus worth up to $1,000. You're not going to find a better promo code than that anywhere else. There's bigger shows than mine. They don't have bigger promo codes than mine. So shout out to SGPN for hooking us up. Obviously, I get a little kickback if you guys sign up with that code. So if nothing else, if you're enjoying the props I'm giving out on this show, that is a good way to directly impact me, at least a little bit. It's nothing too crazy, but I'll take what I can get. And we hit another winning slip yesterday. Our max slip was done in the first half. I mean, come on. We had him in the first half, coach. We got it. We got there with our max slip, which was pretty awesome. Pretty happy to see that. I mean, it was just guns blazing. Quarterback from Akron gets the job done like literally in the first few seconds of that game, first drive of that game. And then after that, Navarro got his touchdown and Oren got his receiving yards all in the first half too. So awesome day to win on that slip. We've been giving out Thursday Night Football slips all week, but I invited my buddy Dan Vreeland to come on the show. Gumby Vreeland is a great MMA handicapper. He's on the SGPN network, SGP network, does the MMA gambling podcast. He's on Cage Side Press. He's on Top Turtle MMA podcast. He interviews a bunch of fighters. He knows a ton about fighting, but he's also a baseball handicapper with Yerfy Nerfy. He does first basket handicapping for basketball. And of course, he's a red-blooded American man. He bets football and he plays pick'ems on Underdog. So we put our minds together to come up with another slip. I will, let's go to Mr. Vreeland right here, and I'll be back with you after we record, or after I show you this recorded segment we did a couple minutes ago. All right, I'm here with the very first guest in Daily Dog history. It only took 119 episodes to get a guest. We're bringing in the man, the myth, the legend, Dan Vreeland. He has been an MMA handicapper, all sports handicapper. He's all over the micro markets on SGPN or at sportsgamblingpodcast.com. First basket props, first, Yerfy Nerfy in baseball. I mean, do you have like first reception props in any NFL? Do you play that?
I really like the first touchdown props, but I leave that to the experts. Sean and Kramer are the go-to guys for that kind of thing. So I sort of leave that one on them.
I was on with them on the sports gambling podcast last night or 2 nights ago. And we found Diami Brown at 50-1. Just the fact that his role is like the deep threat and like red zone target as an explosive player for the Commanders. We all really like that one just because it seems like a missed price. Sean couldn't admit he liked it because obviously that's a Commander and he's an Eagles fan. So it was almost consensus, which I guess I'll take. But this game, talking Underdog here, is there a pick that you like, a projection you like for this game?
Yeah, I'm going to go Commanders here. I like Noah Brown. I can't believe the receiving number they're putting on him right now. It's 39.5. He's gone over that 2 out of his last 3 out of his last 5. The one he didn't hit last time, he had 3 receptions on 7 targets. That's incredible to me because, one more catch there would have put him over 39.5 because he had 33 reception yards and only 3 receptions. And so with 7 targets, the fact that he's gotten at least 6 targets in 4 out of the last 5 games, I think you got to like Noah Brown's chance to go higher than on his receiving yards.
Yeah, especially, if the game goes according to the script that I'm projecting here. I mean, we'll have a couple, when we do our shared pick at the end, we can get to how we expect that to go. But you're in line with what I'm thinking right there. Just in general, right? There's 3 real targets for Jaden Daniels. It's McLaurin, it's Eckler, and it's Old Man Ertz. So they need Noah Brown to really step up to have some explosiveness in there. You can only get so far throwing to a old tight end and a back in the flat with like Austin Eckler, who's also not exactly young anymore. But
not by running back standards, at least.
Yeah, definitely not. By my my first projection that I'm going to put on this slip is Brian Robinson to score a touchdown. I just think that he gets so many looks around the goal line that it's worth having. Obviously, Eckler can snake him, but we're on Underdog, so we get vulture protection with Brian Robinson. I've talked about that in length before. It's saved my bacon a couple times before. But I think Brian Robinson is definitely the type of back you want to use for that vulture protection because it is truly a split backfield with Austin Eckler. If it's like Derrick Henry, vulture protection is probably not going to come into play because they're not going to put Justice Hill in inside the 5-yard line. The Commanders could put Eckler in there and do something with them to get the touchdown while they're near the goal line. So I like Brian Robinson, those 6 touchdowns in 7 games. Obviously, he's coming off an injury, so there's a little bit of concern there, but I don't think that they're going to rush him back too soon. If he's playing in this game, I think he's going to get a full complement of work. And again, he just gets enough red zone looks that I think it's worth putting him in there. And he's one of the best running backs to take advantage of the vulture protection on Underdog there is. But we got to go with, so we got 2 Commanders here. Our last pick has to be an Eagle. How do you see this game going? Let's start with that, and then we'll make our pick based on that.
I kind of see the game as being one that relies a little bit on the thing. I think, that's part of why I like Noah Brown. I think they're going to be high-powered offense. This is going to be a game where the defense doesn't come into play a lot. I actually like a lot of the defensive goal numbers that I'm seeing, particularly at defense. I know we got to go Eagles, but like Jeremy Kent was one that I really liked, the safety for the Commanders. His solo tackles and assists was one I had circled as possibly even trumping my Noah Brown one. So, I mean, like you could play something on that opposite side too. If I think we're going to Noah Brown a lot, as you mentioned, I think, Scary Terry's probably going to be more of a big piece here too. I see them as being, corollary with, a D-back getting a lot of.
Yeah, I'm double checking some stats right now because there's one that's sticking out to me. But I just want to make sure I'm not crazy. Yeah. All right. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he's just kind of like the do-everything safety for this team. 3.5 solo tackles, though, is fairly marginal. Like, it seems like it's pretty coin flippy if he's going to get 4 or not, just based on his past results. But you do get an increased multiplier at 1.09x. I believe that the Eagles are going to be up in this game, and the Commanders are going to be playing catch-up, which leads to the tackle funnel for the backside of this defense, the back 4 there. With the safeties and the corners, you can go with basically any one of these guys, but I definitely prefer the DBs to the linebackers and the D line because of just how I see this game playing out. CJ Gardner-Johnson, right? It's 3.5 solo tackles, 1.09x, and and tackles plus assists is 5.5, and that's 1.09x. His total tackle number has only gone over that, I think, 4 times on the year. But the solo tackles is a similar ratio. But again, I just think that because of this game, the game script that I envision, it's got to be like CJ Gardner-Johnson, the safety, making some tackles downfield. But do you prefer solo or tackles plus assists?
I like solos, mostly just because I think, in this situation, especially with D-back, tend to be, you're going to see more solos than assists on that one. So I think I lean to the solos too. I like that 3.5. I think he probably gets 4, especially like we said, if the game flip is all Noah Brown rather, and Scary Terry, like you're going to have to find 4 tackles somewhere.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. This is a 7.39x slip we just put together. It is Noah Brown, higher than 39.5 receiving yards. Brian Robinson, higher than half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown. And CJ Gardner-Johnson, higher than 3.5 solo tackles. So hopefully this game goes according to our script tonight. And let's make some money, Dan.
Well, let's do it.
All right. And I'll be back in just a moment with my picks for the other sports we got going on this evening. All right. Outside of that slip, I did with Mr. Dan Vreeland, my buddy Dan Vreeland, at Gumby Vreeland on Twitter, GUMBYVREELAND. You can follow him on Twitter and get all of his MMA content, football content, baseball content, NFL content. He covers it all, as I said. But after that, I'll give you quickly the slips that I put out earlier this week. We had Jalen Hurts higher than half a rushing touchdown. Put that out yesterday. Saquon Barkley higher than 12.5 receiving yards. Love that one. And Zach Ertz higher than 3.5 receptions for 5.64x. And then on Tuesday, we gave out Jaden Daniels higher than half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown. I know people are a little bit skeptical of him taking those hits around the goal line, but I like it. You got to get that one early too, because I think that people make that pick on their slip as we get closer to game time. And then second last one, Terry McLaurin higher than 61.5 receiving yards, and Dallas Goedert higher than 26.5 receiving yards. That number for Dallas Goedert is long gone, but that was a 9x slip. I think Dallas Goedert is good up to like 34.5, 35.5 receiving yards. So I wouldn't necessarily get like too close to 40 because he's coming back from an injury, but 26.5 was just too low in a spot where I thought he was going to play. All right. NHL has been fairly good to us. Last night we missed a little bit, but not too bad. But I'm gonna go with some more hot hands. You know, my style with NHL is just kind of find the teams find the games where I think there's gonna be goals, and then find the guys who are scoring points consistently, whether it's goals, assists, or just points. So which is either a goal or assist. We're gonna start with Sam Reinhart, higher than half of a goal for the Panthers as they host the Devils. Little short revenge spot, double home game for the Panthers after the Devils beat them 4-1 a couple days ago down in Florida. So revenge spot, Sam Reinhart is just a beast right now. Give me a goal with Sam Reinhart. We're going to go Matt Duchene, higher than half a point for the Stars. He's not the biggest name star on the Stars, but he is very consistent this year at just getting it done and getting points for the squad. And then Leon Draisaitl, higher than half of a goal. Again, it's just everyone thinks he's a helper, which he is, but I think McDavid is kind of wanting to be the assist man for the most part right now. So give me Leon Draisaitl higher than half of a goal. And that is a 7.99x slip. A nice little payout there using some of the winnings we've gotten from the last couple of days on this one to really, really capitalize on our profits. Sam Reinhart higher than half of a goal. Matt Duchene higher than half of a point. And then Leon Draisaitl higher than half of a goal, 7.99x, which equates to about plus 700 in sports betting terms. All right, NBA, we got to thread the needle here. There's only one game, so there's only a couple angles I like. I like Lauri Markkanen lower than 20.5 points. Markkanen, since coming back from the injury, has just not been that good of a scorer. He's been trying to shoot a lot of threes. Not really much else happening for him. He hasn't gone over this since he's returned. I like lower than 20.5 in a game that I expect the Mavs can blow them out in. And on that note, I think Luka is going to have a great game. Utah is just underpowered. This is a good spot for Mavericks to cleanse their palate after losing 2 games in a row, including kind of an emotional one in the Warriors in the NBA Cup. So give me Doncic higher than 29.5 points. Last one, Klay Thompson lower than 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Klay had a pretty good game against the Warriors. He's not necessarily been the dude who's been having consistent back-to-back good games. He stays under this number a lot. It seems really low given the potential Hall of Fame career Klay Thompson has, lower than 21.5 points, rebounds, and assists. But he's not really doing that consistently. He got that game against the Warriors, but he's going to be a little slower here, I believe. So this is a 6x multiplier, and that is all I got for you today. Hope we win all of our slips. Let's make some money.